Hey, it's Mark watching MTC Media here at Cap One as Georgetown falls to Holy Cross 68 to 67. I don't have all my notes out here, so you're gonna have to forgive me. But if you watch this game, you know how this went. Georgetown was playing poor the entire game, yet they still had the lead. They could not control anything defensively, and they could not control the boards against Holy Cross tonight. And you don't want to blame one guy because the boards was a problem. But in two critical situations, Jaden F stood and watched someone cut in front of him, got a ball, one on a missed free throw and one on a missed shot where he stood and watched. They got the rebound, kicked it out, and they hit a three. And there is absolutely positively no excuse for that. As far as the points in the paint, Holy Cross got the points in the paint any way they wanted. They got backdoor cuts. They got 2 feet in the paint off of the bounds. They kicked it and they drove it there. If you watch my pregame, I talked about you could not have the straight line drives. And Holy Cross got them completely all night to the point where who missed the game-winning shot against Siena, had 33 points and 11 rebounds, and he's a guard. Bo Montgomery, who's probably their most electric scorer, had 15. Whereas on Georgetown, what was scary about tonight was there was remnants of the Ewing era. You saw guys just chucking up shots. You saw the ball stop moving. You saw all those things. And Cooley, and you'll see Cooley's presser. I will post it. I asked him about the stagnation and the ball not moving, and he blamed it on selfishness. And you know what? That's what it looked like. It looked like Patrick Ewing era selfishness. And this is why you lose to Holy Cross 68-67. Second year in a row, Georgetown has lost to a Patriot League team. And here's the irony about it is that Dave Paulson was at Mason. If he was still the coach at Mason, he would have never gotten this game against Georgetown. Yet being the coach over at Holy Cross, he got this game and he took full advantage of it. I spoke with Paulson after the game and asked him, did having the same experience against Siena help? But yeah, it helps that they had already been through something like this, and Georgetown looked like a team that had not. Um, there were struggles, and you don't want to turn anything like this into a complaining fest. But Drew Fielder, again, he's a freshman. He struggled all night, struggled again defensively, especially because Georgetown was switching everything, and they were just running things to get the switch, and then they could get by Fielder in short spaces, which got him in trouble with his ball movement. In fact, they only played 27 minutes and shot 1 for 5 today. Um, I don't know what Dontrez Styles did, but with 6.5 minutes left in this game, he had only played 5 minutes the entire second half. Um, he was benched, and I do believe that Cooley ended up only going with 7 players in the second half. That bench got really small as this game got close. Georgetown had pushed the lead up to 11 points, and then immediately gave up an 11-0 run to get the game tied. And when the game got tied, again, you could kind of see some guys from that previous era and a guy not from the previous era decided to go a lot of one-on-one. And this is something, look, I am not blaming anyone from Georgetown. I'm certainly not blaming the coaching because it is hard to undo bad habits. But Georgetown lost it as poorly as they played. They lost this game because of bad habits. They didn't lose this game because they played so poorly that Holy Cross won this game. They lost this game because they didn't do simple stuff like box out. They didn't do simple stuff like deny getting 2 feet in the paint. Every time Holy Cross wanted to get inside there, they got inside there. And let's not get this twisted. Holy Cross is not big. Supreme Cook, try to get him in the post. We talked about earlier. Holy Cross doubles everything in the post. At times, Supreme Cook was absolutely positively posting too deep. He was posting too deep. And because he was posting too deep, there was really no angle to throw him to pass. On top of that, some weak side action probably could have helped, um, open up the floor and given other options, changing the angle of the pass to Cook to get a better seal. But for the most part, Cooley's press conference was what you probably thought it was. It was, this one's on me, and I'm going to ensure that we fix the problem before you go to Rutgers. But he also reemphasized this is going to take time, and this is going to take time. And they have the right staff. and they're going to do things the right way for it to take time. And he's right. You're going to have losses like this. No one wants to see it, but a lot of it is because of the previous regime. As soon as you see stuff like this, it's, oh, here we go again. And I don't think it's fair to play the here we go again because it's a different coach, a different staff, a different philosophy, and a coach that has proven that he can turn things around. So again, not to carry the water for Cooley, but there is a level of patience that's needed, and they have another opportunity. You go to Rutgers, who is 0-2. You go to Rutgers and you get a good road win against a Big Ten team, and that resets it to, okay, let's go for it. Let's get forward. No one expected Georgetown to be 34 now. You might not like the loss to Holy Cross tonight, but again, this is something that new staffs go through when you are starting from ground zero. So I would definitely not push the panic button, but I also feel the frustration of the fans. I feel the frustration of the players. I feel the frustration of the coach. So again, sorry that we didn't get to the nuts and bolts. I will be doing a film breakdown of this upcoming week where we'll talk more technical basketball. But as for tonight, Georgetown drops home game to Holy Cross, 68-67.